We treat madness as a disease, something to cure. Socrates makes the opposite claim. Some madness comes from the gods, and the highest form of it is love. In the Phaedrus, falling in love is not a sickness of the soul. It is the greatest gift heaven bestows. Socrates begins his great third speech with a concession. Yes, love is a kind of madness. But he warns against an impious error, assuming all madness is evil. Some madness is sent by the gods as a benefit, not a punishment. With that single move, he reverses everything his first two speeches argued. He then names 4 kinds of divine madness, each a channel through which something greater than reason enters a human life. The first divine madness is prophecy. The oracle at Delphi did not reason her way to her pronouncements. When someone speaks for a god, they do not understand what they say through rational calculation. The god speaks through them. Their words exceed their own comprehension, and that gap, the distance between what is said and what is understood, is precisely the mark of divine inspiration. The second is purgation. Greek families could carry inherited guilt, blood guilt, passed down through generations. A stain no argument could remove. Absolution came through ritual, through rites performed in a state of divine madness. Reason cannot atone for ancient sin. Only a kind of sacred frenzy releases the soul from it. Here madness does not pollute, it cleanses. The third is lyric poetry, verse that pours out powerful individual emotion. The lyric poets, Socrates insists, do not fully understand what they produce. When they succeed because they are inspired, possessed by the muses, not because they followed a technique. Craft alone produces competent verse. Great poetry requires something the poet cannot summon at will. It arrives like prophecy from beyond the poet's own mind. The fourth divine madness is love, and Socrates ranks it highest. Everyone is touched by it at some point and with good fortune all through life. Far from being a punishment, it is the greatest gift the gods can give, because it improves and perfects the soul, and it helps perfect the people we love. The first 3 madnesses visit prophets, penitents, and the poets. The fourth visits everyone. It is the one divine madness woven into ordinary human life, which is exactly why Socrates treats it as the most important. Here is the striking part. Socrates' third speech embodies all 4 madnesses at once. It is divinely inspired. He claims a god moves him to speak. It is lyric poetry, soaring far beyond argument. It concerns purification, the soul's release toward what is best, and it is itself an act of love. Socrates loves Phaedrus, and through him loves his fellow human beings. The speech does not merely describe divine madness, it performs it, making Socrates the embodiment of love in a divine, superhuman sense. Now step back and view all 3 speeches of the dialogue together. They map onto the metals of Plato's Republic. Lysias' speech is bronze. It addresses the appetitive part of the soul, treating love as a transaction for bodily advantage. Socrates' middle speech is silver. It is better than bronze, it possesses true opinion, if not knowledge, and it carries some sense of honor and elevated emotion. But it never completes the soul's progress toward knowledge of love. The final speech is gold, addressed to reason and aspiration, and it stands among the greatest speeches in the Western tradition, arguably never surpassed as love poetry. The dialogue itself ascends, speech by speech, like a soul climbing. That final speech is not about bodies, it is about souls, about aspiration toward what is best. Anyone who has been in love knows the experience Socrates describes. Love is a wrinkle in the fabric of reality, unlike any ordinary object of experience. It moves a person to bless the world, because the beloved appears as an image of what is perfect and worth aspiring to. Love seems to justify suffering and make sense of life's incoherence, and it works in both directions. By improving and perfecting the beloved, making them more divine and godlike, the lover gratifies and improves himself. becoming more lovable in turn. This is the fine reciprocity at the heart of the Socratic conception of love. Two souls creating each other's identities, each lifting the other higher. So the argument stands. Not all madness is evil. Four kinds descend from the gods: prophecy, purgation, lyric poetry, and love, the highest of all. The three speeches climb from bronze appetite through silver opinion to golden knowledge. And since the love Socrates praises is fundamentally love of soul, with bodily love present only in the most attenuated sense, he announces what must come next. To explain this love, he must offer an image of the soul itself. That image is once the most famous in philosophy, the chariot of the soul.